7 of the 8 Republican candidates seeking the party's nod to be their nominee for the 6th District U.S. congressional seat participated in their final candidates forum Saturday in Roanoke, Virginia. The candidates tackled a number of issues. Current Virginia delegate Ben Cline shared his ideas on improving traffic on Interstate 81.
81 was built for 15% truck traffic. It has 30% truck traffic on it. We need to make sure that in addition to a third lane, we improve targeted links in our rail system so that we can move more freight to rail and free up 81 for more passenger traffic.
Current Rockingham County Circuit Court clerk and candidate Chaz Haywood supported the idea of an inland port like the one in Warren County be built in the southern part of the 6th District.
If you look at the northern part of the 6th District in Warren County, we have a wonderful inland port. And it's not boats, folks. A lot of times the port throws people off. But there's an opportunity to build another port, inland port here in the southern part of the district, which will get more of those trucks off the road, which will create more jobs.
And current Virginia representative to the Republican National Committee and candidate Cynthia Dunbar cited the U.S. Constitution and basically said Interstate 81's problems lie with the state government and the citizens of Virginia, not the U.S. Congress.
And it's because we keep throwing money at areas beyond what the purview is. And the reality is we have congressmen sitting up there, and they think that they are these arbitrary kings that can make any rules for anything that they think is good. If I asked anybody up here the enabling power for dealing with this money, there's only 2 places within the Constitution that even arguably could be utilized for this. Post roads, which that's not what we're talking about in 81, or the Commerce Clause, which if you read Joseph's story on the commentaries on the Constitution, it was not supposed to be expanded to this. So my goal is to actually go up there and do what we're supposed to do within the confines of the Constitution, shrink government, and give back control to the states and the people to expand your liberty.
On the hot-button topic of abortion, all of the candidates seem to be pro-life.
I am the sponsor of the bill to defund Planned Parenthood, and for the past 2 years, it has gone up to Terry McAuliffe's desk for him to veto. Unfortunately, we weren't successful in electing a Republican governor who would sign that bill into law, but as your congressman, I will continue to stand for life because I believe that when our founding fathers talked of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it all comes back to that core issue of life.
And you're talking about coming to the table with folks on the other side of the aisle, and you can't get them to even agree that late-term abortion is disgusting. All you have to do is just ask them, you know, if your wife is pregnant and you put your hand on that stomach, what do they say when that baby moves? Baby kicked, or that group of cells undulated? I think the answer is pretty clear. As to funding Planned Parenthood, not a dollar of federal money should go to funding abortions. I think we're all pretty straight up on that. Thank you.
I am uncompromising on this because I believe our society, if we get life wrong, we get every other issue wrong. When we can't even get pain capable through, then that puts us in the likes of China and North Korea, which is why I have stated very clearly that I will sponsor the heartbeat bill. It's basically this: if a heartbeat's detected, the baby is protected.
The Bible also does not say go forth and judge. It says go forth and minister. And we have lots of opportunities in every one of our communities. I support locally in the northern part of the district a group called AvaCare. And we look for every opportunity to get that young person in crisis into that room where we could put that monitor on that mother's tummy so she can hear that heartbeat, which is often a game changer.
However, Harrisonburg-based United States immigration attorney and candidate Ed Gistow made it clear that he is pro-life, but no matter how unpopular his stance is amongst likely voters in his party, that he does not support forcing a female that is the victim of rape or incest to carry and give birth to the predator and rapist baby.
I believe that late-term abortion, yes, should be banned, and I know I'm getting the eye rolls already. Bear with me. Late-term abortion should be banned. But if you're raped, a victim of rape, I'm not going to tell that person to be forced to carry the baby for rape or of an incest just because it makes me comfortable that they're not aborting the baby. I cannot propose that. I would not have the heart to do it. So that is the type of abortion that I would have to say it's at the choice of the person.
Another hot button topic that was addressed at the forum: how to deal with people that are commonly referred to as dreamers that fall under the President Obama-era executive order known as DACA, short for Deferred Action Childhood Arrivals. Chaz Haywood said he is a dreamer, and laws need to be enforced.
But we are talking about individuals that are upwards of 37 years old that qualify as dreamers. And President Trump did it well, very well. Number one, he defined who dreamers are. I'm a dreamer. My dad was a logger. My mom is Athabascan Indian from a little village in Alaska. I'm living the dream in the Shenandoah Valley.
Cynthia Dunbar said Democrats want dreamers to be citizens because the Democrats support voter fraud.
We have a problem with voter fraud, and let's be frank, we know which party is causing the problem with that, which is why they want these people in here to be able to sway elections.
Catherine Lewis said that children shouldn't be punished for the unlawful acts of their parent.
Or punishing the children just because their parents came here legally. The children cannot control that. We should not punish the children for their parents' actions.
Ed Justo believes we should allow dreamers to stay in the country because of the money we have already invested in them.
Dreamers are people that were dragged here as children. I don't know if I'm sure you read the newspaper. I'm going to define it. It's the people that were dragged here as children by their parents to enter illegally the country, right? And we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars per child in school infrastructure, in school buses, in feeding programs, medical vaccinations. The list is endless. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these kids to finish high school. And then, when we can put them to work and pay taxes, we tell them, no, we're not going to get our money back in our investment. I think that's ridiculous. Let's put our money back in our investment. We invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in them. Let's put the money back, make them work, make them pay taxes. Let them become part of our community.
And Dr. Douglas Wright said he supports Donald Trump's approach to dreamers that Democrats wouldn't even listen to or entertain, and because of that, we need to elect more Republicans.
We'll go with 1.8 million illegals. We'll make them citizens. I'll have a 12-year path to citizenship. But I want the wall, I want to stop the lotteries, and I want to stop the chain migration. Now, that, in my mind, is the art of compromise. That's the art of the deal. I'm willing to go further than I should. I'm willing to take trouble from my base to give you something so we can come to a deal for the better of the country. And what did our friends on the left do? Not that smile. They didn't smile like that. They shot him down. They didn't even look at it. So I think the president is on the right direction. I think, though, the answer to immigration is we have to win. A razor-thin majority in the House of Representatives is not enough. We're the party of ideas. We need 60, 65% to get this through. Because when the Democrats had both houses of the Congress and the presidency, they didn't do anything about immigration. So we need to change that.
After the forum ended, I took some time to speak to some of the candidates individually. Dr. Douglas Wright is a candidate that wants the country to come together to end our country's problem with gun violence.
I think the gun violence has got to stop. If we have, as a country, have got to figure out how to do that. We have an awful lot of good people, responsible, sober, straight-minded, good-thinking people who would volunteer to make sure that the gun violence stops in the country.
Cynthia Dunbar told us what she will do, not if she is elected, but in her words, when she is elected.
Well, we just really do believe that you have greater liberty with less government, and we trust the people to make the decisions as to how they expend their dollars. And so less government control, less government regulation, anything that we can do towards that end, that's what we're working for. And I actually do believe in the power of the people, that it's the people who are the authority, not the elected officials, which is why I've said over and over, when I'm elected, I don't ever want this district to be called Cynthia Dunbar's district. It belongs to the people of the 6th Congressional District.
The youngest candidate in the race, 27-year-old business owner Catherine Lewis, said in between now and the convention on May 19th, her campaign is focused on grassroots campaigning to get their message out.
Facebook page, on Twitter, even doing some things on Instagram, and just trying to find more effective ways to reach those voters. We're very fortunate that we have some volunteers on the campaign that are reaching out to all their friends and family, and that's what's going to boil down to, is some real, true, just back to grassroots campaigning and going door to door and telling your friends to tell their friends at church and work and their neighbors, like, you know, this is a really important election and you've got to take this seriously.
Ed Justo pointed out that some of the other candidates, in his opinion, simply didn't know what they were talking about on certain topics.
Other candidates have stated things that are not accurately on the law. For example, if a person enters illegally, they cannot become a citizen or a resident. So when Cynthia Dunbar said that there are ways to do it, she was erroneous, and had she read the law, she would know that. Other candidates have stated stuff about the finances of the world and the money, how we spend the money, and it was slightly inaccurate, but at least they got at the general idea well.
Chaz Haywood said he is the 6th District, and that's why he believes in the 6th District.
I know the 6th District. I've traveled the 6th District for years. I know most back roads, byways, highways. I love everything about the 6th District and the people. I know that I connect with the people of the 6th District because I am one of the people of the 6th District. I worked through college. Nothing's been given to me. I've been given opportunities by other people, and you and I both know how that important that is. We don't become great because of us. We become great because other people believe in us. And so when I'm running for this, because it's not about me, it's about other people who've believed in me when I didn't necessarily believe in myself. And as a member of Congress, I know that I have great faith and belief in our country, and I have great faith and belief in the 6th District, and that's why I'm running, to just make it better for each and every one of us.
Now, although this was the last candidates forum for the GOP primary race, 6th District GOP Committee Chairman Scott Sayer raised the possibility of a candidates debate sometime in April. If that comes to fruition, our viewers be rest assured Breaking Through will be in attendance and make sure as many people in the 6th District and across the nation have internet access to the debate. In Roanoke, Theo Whitelow for Breaking Through.